Hello, everyone. So I'm Juliette from Smartilio. I will be your host today for this session and this session on building your own AI assistant for daily solar performance operations. So we are very excited about this session, which promises to be very interesting. And so first, thank you for joining us. We are just going to wait 1 minute so that everyone joins. I know that many people from all around the world are registered for this very special and specific webinar. So in the meantime, while more people are joining, here are some basic house rules that we at every webinar share. So first, feel free to ask any questions or address any concern in the Q&A tab. This is there for it. At any time throughout the presentation, you just have to click on the Q&A tab. And okay, if anything goes wrong, like this can happen, just try to refresh the browser and rejoin using the link that you have all received on your agenda. And also, if you are interested in finding out more about us, AI, any kind of topic that we could answer, feel free to book a demo with us. We would love to have a chat with you. So let's get going. So who are our speakers? So today with me, I have Govinda, our CEO and founder, and Dr. Talia Vitval, our lead data scientist. And for myself, I am the marketing manager here at Smartilio. So here's the mic to you, Govinda.
Thank you, Juliet. Lovely to be back here for this amazing webinar. So we have been building this topic for the last couple of webinars now, and today I'm really happy that we have found a way where we can really propagate this knowledge that how to create an AI agent for everyone. So very excited to have here Talib.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Juliet, for the introduction. My name is Dr. Talib Iqbal, and I'm working as a lead data scientist at Smartilio. And I have my background in PhD in AI and machine learning. I'm excited to be here right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Talib.
So, Govinda, I'll let you.
So as usual, as the ceremony starts, every webinar in Smartilio starts with a joke. And what is the hot topic right now that jobs are getting lost because of artificial intelligence? I think the first victim here, our Tom.
Yeah.
So that's can happen, and Tom looks sad. So I'll be very sad if this really happens. But there's a positive side, right? If you see the top image on the left-hand side, a person says, AI is taking away my job, and he's sad. But on the right-hand side, AI is taking away my job, that I have more time and I can spend time on myself, hopefully, and create more value. But I think I'm most inspired by the bottom chart is only way to keep AI from taking your job, because this is true. AI will do something. It is to use AI to do your job better. Can I be better with AI? And I think that's the thought process we should take while going through this webinar.
Thank you, Govinda. So today's agenda will first, we are going to show you the AI agent that we have built for performance analysis. We'll give you a full demo of this tool. Then we'll move on into broader questions. What are agents? What do they do? How do we implement them? Is it reliable or not? And then we'll go into the deep hardcore technicalities of this webinar everyone is waiting for. Talib will show us how to build your own AI agent. And then, of course, we'll have some Q&A time where we answer your questions.
Excellent.
So first, we like to know about our audience. Who are you? How do you use AI? So I'm going to push one poll on this topic that everyone can answer on how do you use it in your daily lives. Is it for emails? Is it to analyze data, for performance analysis, for image even, or if you use it for personal use, like booking flights and hotel? Right, so I see that already a lot of people are answering for emails, writing, data analysis as well, and performance analytics. That's very good. Great. Let's wait a few more seconds so that more people have the time to answer. Yeah, emails is taking the leads. Performance analytics and data is not so far, so let's end the poll and I'll share the results so that everyone can see. All right, so Govinda, what do you think of these results?
Okay, it's very interesting. Looks like obvious thing because I'm using for email writing and stuff. I do use for data analysis. There are a few folks using for performance. And we are from, let's say, energy industry and solar. I'm just wondering who is using image creation in the working time, right? Like that's really surprising. Maybe the marketing folks. So that's good. Like we have time to create image. And I really see this nicely 13% people are using for flight booking in hotels. And it's really cool because we have some examples on that. So great, guys. Thanks.
All right. So it brings us to the next topic. It's kind of linked. So we saw that many people are using it for their professional lives. And so here there is this graph that was published a few days ago only by Anthropic on their new AI report, where they're sharing what has been observed till now in terms of AI implementation. But it's not only the only thing that is shown here, it's also shows the extent where AI could be implemented in the future in all the departments in the company. So looking at this as a marketing manager, should I be worried about my job, Govinda?
Well, to be honest, like I'm not sure about your job, but my job is totally getting replaced here. You see that management? Damn, like I don't know what I will do. I just don't know anything else to do. But okay, jokes apart, let's be honest. We have seen in the last 2 years and 3 years after ChatGPT launch and we have Anthropic and all these guys coming up, there has been disruption. There has been a lot of impact on this. We see a lot of job cutting happening and all that's the reality of life. But what I truly believe that it's not AI is replacing job. It's just AI is empowering us to do our job better. I'm going to give you two examples very quickly. So as a CEO, as a startup CEO, we have some investors. We need to report to them what's going on, right? It used to take me a couple of days every month to really compile all the data, what's going on. We have to present a report and all this thing. And just one part of my work. Now it just takes me like less than an hour to do all this compilation, connecting all my databases to one source, and I'm able to create it. And it's fantastic because I'm able to also understand and analyze like what's going on. So now instead of having 2 days per month, I'm having 1 hour. So the rest of the days, the 2 days I saved, I'm able to put those days onto strategy and how we can, do better for our customers. So that's one way definitely it empowered me. The other topics I really see, which my clients are talking about, we are working in solar operations, right? We are essentially providing those kind of data analysis and all to predict faults and understand the health situation of the solar plants. In typical solar plant companies, what happens? So there's a SCADA, there's a monitoring portals. It gives some alerts, and there's a lot of alerts. There are folks sitting and looking at those alerts and deciding whether this alerts is relevant or not relevant. If it is relevant, then it get transferred to the technicians or on-ground colleagues or staff. And they are doing every day this. Now, if a plant is really underperforming, they get to know after a month, and then they have to dig deep into what's going on. So they have to do some data analysis and all this stuff. And that's pretty cool, actually, because ultimately we should be able to identify why a solar plant is underperforming. But, and really it's a big but, that we are getting overwhelming alarms from these kind of systems. Imagine if we have just an AI agent or AI looking at those alarms and already prioritizing everything so that I don't have to spend that much of hours, like a whole day. I don't know, like it could be anything from 5 hours to 6 hours, even 3, 4 hours in just a couple of minutes, so that me as a person can focus on why a solar plant is underperforming and it can really add value to me for sure, because I'm doing an analysis, but also to the company because now I'm focusing on revenue generation. So this is where I really see that how AI agents are, or AI can really help and empower.
Well, thank you very much, Linda, for this explanation. And to quote you, so you said AI agents are there to empower people, but I think we need to answer a very basic question, like around all of this topic, like AI. We hear a lot of it, but concretely, what is an AI agent? What does it do? Do you have some examples to give us?
Exactly. So Paul also said that there are a few people using AI for hotel booking and all. So we as a person, we want to go on holidays, but going on holidays, it becomes really painful because now with our all busy schedule, we have to know which flight to take, where to fly, what's my budget. I have children, so I have to really fly during those children vacation time, and that's really, really horrible to go out, right? And what I do generally, I have to do myself, and my wife sits and do ourselves, or we go to sometime travel agents to help us to do it. It is time consuming. It's really frustrating. And I have felt many times I just say, oh, don't want to do anything else. Just okay, booked something. I just want to go, right? But if you have an AI agent, which I just give them all the instructions, what I want, my budget, where I want to go, what is the duration and everything, and can give me directly, these are the options for you, Govinda. Or even on top of it, book it for me, I'll be very happy. Like the person on the left-hand side. Now she is sipping tea, right? So this is typical AI agent power. It gives us a time and peace of mind. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for explaining. It's very, very clear. So, as many of you might know, we always like to do this kind of guess the pattern quizzes. You might have seen those on LinkedIn as well. Like, this is really our brand. So we were like, this one should have one as well. So here, what we are going to ask you is just to scan this QR code, and we are going to play a very quick quiz on guessing the pattern to diagnose the plan. So, Govinda, I just let you explain what exactly people are going to see here.
Thank you, Juliet. So exactly what you said, that what we will have is a pattern. So what you see here, a DC side current, where orange is the faulty one from the input. Your green one is the best performing input that time. It could be an inverter, MPPT, or string. And the blue dotted line here is the irradiance. So you can see the comparison, what's going on. Below is the DC side voltage. The red one is the bad guy. So that's the one is underperforming. So you'll have some patterns there. And the violet one is the one is good one. It's performing well. So now looking at this pattern, what we need to do is identify what's going on with the solar plant. Okay, so let me start that. Let me just share again. Give me some time. We are here. Here we go. And give me some time. Okay. Sorry for it. Sometimes it gets. Okay. And okay.
Here we can show the QR codes that people can. At the very top of the link and the
Okay, so let's start. You have the QR code, guys. I can just put again. You see the QR, please scan. Put your cool name, really cool name. I love the Bond 007. I saw one JJM, I really thought it's LLM. Okay, let's start. Okay, sorry. You see the options? What is it? Do the curve analysis. We don't have a green curve itself. We just have gradients and orange curve. Orange curve is the bad one. Remember, guys. Okay. Let's go for the next one. Okay, it's an interesting curve here. There's a lot of movement happening, and we have to analyze it now. Okay, let me just show this answer. Okay, the tracker malfunction is the right one, and I'm going to go back. Sorry, I did not. Okay. And sorry. Okay. My bad. We're going to stop now. Let's see who is the winner. So Martin F, you are the winner. Okay. Okay, let's stop here. Let's go back to our main business. Here we go. Share. Perfect. So we analyze as a human being what we do. Now we want to see that can an AI agent perform the similar analysis? And this is what our aim is today, to build it. So whatever we were doing analysis, can AI agent can do it. So I let Dr. Talib explain here. So here we go. So Dr. Talib, what are we looking into here right now?
Okay. So here we are looking into the Solis inverter. So this is one of the inverters that is installed on our test site. So Smart Helio's test site. So we are looking into the into that inverter right now. So it's metadata, and it's one of the days that is actually being selected on the bottom. Yeah. So what we are going to do here is, what we have done is we have created one of our agents, and this agent is in the form of Chrome extension. What it does is it takes this image as an input and it analyzes it and then gives back us the analysis of that image. So that's the main function of this extension. So here I selected an image, I selected the area which I want to analyze, and then I gave it to the this our agent, and now agent is trying to analyze this image. So now right now what we have done is we have just it was only the image that was passed to this, and let's see what are the results from this image. So our agent has analyzed that only one MPPT is reportedly shut off midday. So it's a first line from the response. So we can see directly from the graph itself, yes, only one MPPT is shut. So that's actually correct. We can look into the other information as well. And here, as you can see, this is not the plant wide. This is just one MPPT shutdown. And at last, we are just providing the action items, that what can you do to fix this fault. So these are the action items that our agent provides. So yeah, that's how our guidelines works. Taking an input, taking the image as an input, processing it, and giving us back the output.
Talib, like I would like to ask, so this AI agent, what it did was it analyzed the screen here, the curves, like what we were trying to do in quiz. Is it sticking to only Solus, or it can do any kind of, or is it agnostic to any kind of portal?
No, as it is in
like all the monitoring portals in the world, can it do the same job?
Yes, absolutely. Wow. Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
So as this is in Chrome extension, you can apply this Chrome extension to any tab in the world. Yeah, you can open any web page and which contains this analytical information, the graphs, and so on and so forth. You can just analyze that web page.
Wow. Yeah, that will really help a lot of our friends who have to spend a lot of time analyzing what's going on with the system, but it can really provide some kind of helping hand, right? Summarizing the
Yeah.
information, giving some kind of inputs, and giving some kind of recommendation. Oh, this is great.
And
This is great. Yeah.
it's not just only the image. It also takes the knowledge that we have fed as a context to this model. So on top of that, so it's using that information as well and comparing that with the current image, and then finally coming up with the answer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm very excited. I know that you want to show us how you're going to build it now in this webinar, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Man. Okay. So here we go.
Okay. Thank you, Gonda. Before we jump into the agents, it's very important for us to understand, what are large language models. So these large language models are the language models. They understand your language, they interpret it, and they understand what you want to ask. And based on that input, they provide us the output. We have all used GPT. We are all aware of how these LLMs work. But the limitation with these models is that it only knows information up to the time it was trained. So, for example, if the model was trained until the let's say in this case, you can see the response up to the June 2025, it cannot know what happened today unless we give it access to the external data, or unless we give it some extra information right now. So its knowledge is very limited to the training data. So here the agents come in place. So what is an agent? An agent is essentially a system that is built around an LLM that allows it to do more than just to generate the text. Instead of simply answering it from the training data, the agent can take actions or fetch the required data and then give that context to the LLM, and then LLM can comprehend the a very comprehensive answer and then give the output. If we ask the same question that we asked the large language model just um, uh, the same question to the agents, then what will happen is the agent will use some external tools to get the live update, of some sports news, and then it will pass it to the LLM, and LLM will give you the final output. So that's how agents are different. So agents, we can say they are just orchestrators, and they use an external brain, and this brain is actually the LLM. And tools help it to build you know tools help it to give a very better answer. Okay, so in order to build this agentic application, we first saw the user interface. So as we already saw in the demonstration, that we just saw an interface where we just gave our question and we received a response. So that's actually the user interface part of our agent. But we don't know what happens in the background, right? So how this question was taken, and then it was we don't know how the response came in. Yeah. So for that, let's go step by step. The first step that we take is after receiving the input, what happens in the background is actually the context building. So what is this context building? It's not just your question. There are a lot of things that get involved in here. This is a very complex part of this agent building, and very important, very important. If you get the context wrong, you will get the output wrong. So if you get the context right, you will get the final response right. So context is very important. It will contain your question. It will contain some instructions for the agent, how to behave, how to provide the output, and how to how to evaluate different things. So all these system instructions, it can have different tools directly attached to it. Like for example, an agent may have a web search tool which will allow it to, search the web for any context. It can have a weather, um, it can have a weather API attached to it as a tool, which can fetch live weather for you guys. So all these things can be there in the context building. And once this context is built, this whole context is passed to the LLM, the brain of the agent. And this LLM decides whether this context is sufficient to answer the final, to answer the user's question. If yes, then it will directly give me the answer. If not, if it needs further evaluation, then what will happen is it will ask, either it will ask for more information, or what it will do, it will just call a tool. For example, if we just asked about the weather, now it doesn't know about the weather. LLM doesn't know about the weather, so it will just call a tool that will get it the weather, current weather, and then prepare the final answer. So once these tools are executed, um, or all the information is provided, then all the things are again given back to the LLM, and LLM reasons again. And if it is sufficient, then only you get the response. So this is what happens when you ask a question to the agent. So this is very important for us, because we are going to build this LLM, this agentic application, and it's important for us that we should know how it works. Now we have to build these. We can build these things. So the things that we need to build this agent. So we have 4 different things. One is LLM, is one thing that we need for reasoning, and the second one is agent for orchestration, and then we need a user interface that will allow us to chat with the agent, and then backend that will take our question, pass to the LLM, and then get back the response. So the first two, LLM for reasoning and agent, these are provided by different service providers. So one of them being OpenAI, and other being Microsoft. So Microsoft's Azure portal also offers OpenAI endpoints, and Claude is one of the service providers. Google is one of the service providers, and then we can use any of these service providers for creating these agents and LLMs. And then we need user interface and agentic backend, because we are all of us here. I guess most of us are non-coders, so we won't be coding the things, because we don't know much about coding. So here our recent coding assistants that have been out in the market will help us. So these coding assistants are Codex. You can use Cursor. You can use Claude Code. So yeah, so we can use any of these things. So first, let's get these things done. The first thing that we need to do.
Kalip, I have one
Sure.
question here.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it. Like what's happening with the agents? I think I need more time to think about also. But looking at this, I'm imagining that if I have an intern who's need to get trained on certain topic, right?
Yeah.
So it's exactly like this. Like I need to have that, like let's say a robot, whatever. I need to have a body. The body creation happens at user interface and agentic backend, like creating all the structures and all how the things will move. But the brain and the training and how the brain moves, this is basically LLMs and agent here. So LLM will
Yeah.
think, and then agents will act upon whatever the information comes from the brain, right? So it looks like
Exactly.
more like a hand, a signal to
Exactly.
hands and feet and eyes to us.
Exactly.
Something like that,
Exactly,
right?
Gonda. Exactly, Gonda.
Yeah.
So just brain gives us the information, you to just act, it says me to say, wave my hand, and my hand just does it. So it takes the action. So agent helps me to, it gives hands to the LLMs. We can say
Yeah.
that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see like how do we create because I'm not at all good at coding. I used to be, but I don't like
Yeah.
coding. Totally.
So in this workshop, what we will try to do, we will try to build the same Chrome extension that we shared with you.
Oh.
And what we will also try to do is build the user interface for it and backend for it. And then let's see how it goes. So what will be our aim in this? It will be to have a Chrome extension that will analyze the screenshots or images that we pass to it. It should pass it to the agent. And then finally, we should receive the analyzed output. And yeah, we need interface for it. We need backend for it. And the LLM agent service provider that we will use in this example will be Azure OpenAI. So if you guys want to build agents, you will need any of the service providers. But let's see, we will go with the Azure OpenAI for now. So, okay, hands-on coding now. Okay. So, okay, the first thing that we will do here is, we'll just copy all the requirements that I have written on the, the PPT. I just pasted it here. I will refine a prompt a bit. Like, for example, I will give some extra information like we will use ChatGPT 4.0 and preferably the backend, language for the backend. But what you can do is you can define on your own. You can customize the prompt as you want. So for that purpose, yeah, you guys need to have this one of your coding assistants. So right now, what I'm using is a cursor for coding. So I haven't coded anything, and I will not code any line within this a webinar. I will just use prompts to actually create this Chrome extension. Okay, let's see. So this is the coding assistant that I'm using, cursor. Okay, I'm just refining. Okay, what happened here? It just created all the files within the chat, and I couldn't see any of the files on my left-hand side, the file explorer. The file explorer is on the left-hand side. I couldn't see it. So I just asked it to, directly add these files to my working directory. So it will just do it. That's how the coding assistants work nowadays.
I think what is important here is that prompt should be really precise. I saw that like the
Yes.
description need to be as good as possible. That's why it will just code
Yeah.
it because that's true.
Yes, exactly. So the more focus within this, development will be in the prompts. So your prompt will define how your application will look like. If it is very descriptive, defines every edge case, and covers every scenario, hopefully your coding, your generated code will be as apt as possible. Okay, I can see on the left-hand side, it has created some files there. Like, for example, the backend is there, the extension is there. So it has created something for me. And okay.
Sorry, I just have to go back. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, no problem. So we can see some of the files there. Yeah. And now, so during the development of this extension, for example, you might be developing on your own. So what you can do, don't be afraid of any of the errors that you face. That is the part of the development process, because sometimes it might not have the full context of your application or of your system, or the prompt might not be as descriptive as possible. So what will happen then? It might face some errors.
Tell me just one question.
Okay.
What is it now? The thing you open, this one?
Okay. So now, so using the cursor, we just prepared a platform for the agents and LLMs. We just prepared that thing. Now we will get the brain, that's the LLM, and the agent from the Azure. So I just went to the Azure portal and I went there, and I will just use it. I will just use the GPT 4.0 and then go to the Azure endpoint. So all the sample codes are given there. So we have already provided a documentation for this whole thing, which will describe the Azure portal itself. So that will be provided after the end of this presentation to everybody, so they can go there and do. Okay. Then again, we need to. So what I'm doing here is I'm just reviewing it, reviewing every file here, what it has actually done, writing none of the codes. Okay.
And it's also giving a step-by-step instruction on how to run, and also we have to just
Exactly.
blindly
So
follow it.
Exactly. So I'm just copying
Wow.
these instructions and pasting it in the terminal, and seeing if I face any error, I just ask it, I got this error, can you fix it for me? And it fixes it for me. So see here, I got, before starting this server, starting this application, I just got an error. So what I need to do is you need to just highlight this and, ask the chat, add to the chat. It has been added to the chat, and it will just, process what problem has been is being faced, and it will provide me the answer. Okay. Again, see, I got the errors again because I was not in the right directory. That's why I was getting this error. So then it instructed me that you should go to the right directory and execute it. And yes, we started our server. Now the first part of it is done. The backend has been started as I have been instructed. So it just started. Okay. Now the next thing is very important here. So here I go to extensions. Okay. Okay. I go to extensions in the web Chrome, and then select. Okay, then selected the extension there, and then there was an option. Then there was an option there to manage extensions. Okay, so okay, I will just in this video I'll just remove this once more, and I will re-edit. I can explain to you. Okay, I just removed the extension and I'll start from here. Okay, can you pause here a bit back? Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. So first, when we will get into manage extensions by clicking on the three dots there on the right hand side, and we will get the extensions. And when this is the first screen that we will see. So by default, on the right hand side, there is a developer mode, as you can see. So by default, this is off. What we need to make sure that it's on. So when this is on, these three on the left hand side, load, unpacked, pack extension, and update options will be given once this developer mode is on. Then what I will do, I will make sure that this developer mode is on, and I will remove the existing one. I will go to the load unpacked, and I will select the same folder, the extension folder that has been just been created by my agent. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. So we can see it here. And now we can go to the next tab. We will see that whether this extension is working or not. So, okay. I go to the extensions. I clicked on it. So this extension just popped off. And attach a screenshot. Let me see if it's working. Yeah, there is a message on the bottom side that screenshot has been attached. You can just ask what you want. So now I'm testing the user interface part. So let's see if we will be successful. no, we are not successful. So what will, there is an error there. So I will go back, I'll fix the error, I'll ask GPT for the error, and I will see what are the recommendations there. Okay, we can just fast forward it a bit. Yeah. Okay, attach a screen again. Can you, okay. What can you see here again after fixing the error? Send it again. Okay, failed again. So go back to the coding extension, coding environment, and let's try to fix it again. So what actually happened is we needed three different keys. That is Azure OpenAI endpoint. So these are these Azure AI endpoints. So what I will do, I will just write the values for each of these directly. I'll just copy it here, copy from here, and replace it. So these are the credentials for my Azure AI. So I'm not worrying about the key right now because this key is meant for this workshop only. So you guys can use it if you guys can, copy it from the webinar video. Yeah. Okay. So just using the same credentials that we have on the Azure AI portal, same credentials, then restarted the server. Let's go back to our application. Let's see whether that will work or not. Okay, again, attach a screenshot. Yes, it has been attached. Ask any question here. Perfect. So now it's sending it to the backend. That means it's sending the whole screenshot directly to the ChatGPT or 4.0 model that we have used. So this is how we create an agent, and without knowing any of the coding. So now see you see this response from the GPT. So right now the response cannot be as per your expectations. It can go here and there. It might not be as apt as you want. It's because we haven't set the context as much as possible. So if we will fix the context, provide extra information, provide the knowledge base to the agent, provide extra, feature descriptions, fault descriptions, then only this agent will get very smart, and then you can use it. So yeah, so that is the working agent for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I have one question here. No, this is really cool.
Yeah.
You said one very important word that this might not be as accurate. So what do you mean by that? Is it that right now we just took a raw model and try to say that, hey, what is it? And then you have to keep training them with our own knowledge. So that's another part of the whole journey, is it?
Yeah. So there are two parts where you can enhance the results of your, model. One way is to fine tune your model. So you have to just prepare your data in such a way that it's compatible with the fine tuning of the model, and then you fine tune the model, fine tune the base model, and then use the same model for um, uh, for agent purposes. And then second one is you enhance the context. You provide an extra tools for it so that it will have a very good context, very rich context. And based on that context, it has all the information that is needed to actually analyze this any kind of graph. So these are the two ways that you can do towards improving your model accuracies.
Yeah, just I know we are running out of time. here we just saw the raw curve. It doesn't have a weather. And then you're saying that if I can provide tools to my AI agent saying they get weather for that location. So now this agents understand that these are the curves. And then you can also
Yeah,
compare with the weather because now it has access to some kind of open weather and all these things. And it can be much more
absolutely.
accurate. So this is where you're saying that we can enhance this kind of a raw agent with lot of context and giving it more tools. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So we can go back to our coding assistant. We can ask it to add a additional tool, and then it will just add it. So yes, but right now we are running out of time. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Teddy. It's very impressive to see you build this kind of tools in 15, 20 minutes. It
Hmm.
opens up the possibilities, like, what if we take a little bit more time? Like, what kind of features could we implement more? Like, it's just like a broad door that is being opened right now, and it's so exciting to see this kind of tool coming well, on the solar industry as a general, and knowing that these can be implemented on any like screen, like use like treating any kind of data like that the screen is saying, that the tool is saying, is it's just then everyone can use it. So this is so interesting to see that. So yeah, thank you for explaining uh for
Thank
explaining.
you, Juliet.
Sorry. All
Thank
right,
you, Juliet.
so because all of you know that we have built this tool, so you know can all have access to it. It's so we call it GAIA Lens, and you can already use it on your Chrome extension as a Chrome extension. Just to get this access, you only need to fill the form. It's very simple: name, surname, email address. Please use your company email address and your company name. And like in the coming days, we'll send you the credential and the step-by-step implementation and the instructions as well. So yeah, if this is something that excites you as well and that you want to use, then you can already. So by Monday, you can already be on that.
Yeah, because not everyone has Azure credentials or Azure subscription, so that's why we have put it on. Yeah.
So now let's take time for a little of Q&A. I can see that we have received a lot of questions, and some of them are really interesting. So I think that I have one here for you, Govinda. So there is someone that says it's very complicated and I don't know how to code. I think everyone is almost in the same situation. But if I succeed to build it, how do I know that it's reliable?
Okay. Very, very apt question and very like I don't think like we have enough time to explain and understand. The first thing, it's a new competence. We have to learn it. So like what Talib has shown today that you can use cursor, just you tell cursor things, it just gives you all the instructions. Of course, at the first time, we're not going to get it right. And then you have to keep learning. You have to spend some time how to build an AI agent so that you have to build it. Now, the next question come, and this is where I was also asking Talib that once you build this one, imagine you spend some time and you know how to get it. How do you put that brain inside it that it really focuses and it gives me more accurate answers? And again, I believe this is how, like, imagine an intern comes to our office, your office, and start working with you. What do? You start training, you start onboarding the person, you start explaining things that hey, this is how you do it. And then in turn, we'll do some basic work. And after that, as soon as it will make some mistakes, you will again tell that, hey, that's not to happen. You should change it and you should do it this way. So basically what you're doing a training process or context setting in the technical term we say, but it's kind of like you're just training that raw brain. So I feel that this is where you need to put your own experience, own knowledge so that it can really help you better. It can take time because sometimes you might not have all the knowledge given to LLM. And as Talib said, it has to be as accurate as possible. It cannot be if and buts and assume that LLM will just understand. No, not going to happen. And I think this way it's a trade-off. Like you can build yourself, but you can also have experts and all who can help you out with building such things so that you can go faster with AI agents.
Okay, Thank you very much.
I hope I was able to answer quickly, but happy to have much more elaborative discussions later.
So we have another question. I think this one is very interesting for you, Talib. It's
Yeah.
someone asks which model is cost effective and is good for performance engineering.
Okay, cost effective and good for performance engineering. So if you want cost effective, then I will say GPT-4o. 4o is very cost effective and it provides fairly better reasoning. But yeah, it's cost effective. But if you want to go a very high reasoning, a very good reasoning model, then GPT-5 is definitely better. But as you said, cost effective, then I should stick with 4o.
Yeah. And Talib, like, just tell me one thing, like if 4o is very cost effective, that it might not have a good reasoning. So there are chances that it might not give me the good answers, and I'm confused at the end with like analyzing curves, like patterns. What should I do?
Absolutely.
Is it again the same thing that we do context setting and just give more and more experiences what we know and all the knowledges?
So yeah, it is the capability of the model to comprehend all the given information. So if you give the context as one of the information you give for descriptions, you give every kind of information that is possible there, and then it's up to the LLM model. If LLM model is not able to comprehend all the information, and they also have the this context window problem, so they will actually remember certain amount of information, not all. So it will depend from model to model. So if you are using GPT-4o, it has relatively lesser context window, so it can remember very less amount of information as compared to GPT-5. So yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Okay, that's good. And if again, like we are in this field, so it's very interesting. So we spend a lot of time on diagnostic a plant, like like sometimes due diligence happen and people want to just check the plant very fast for M&A purposes, and that's a very heavy duty work we need to do. And yeah, there's a lot of huge transaction is going to happen. So I think these are the use cases where GPT-5 can be used, because of course
Yeah,
it can be better, right? So based on the different use cases, different models can be integrated to it. And I'm pretty sure that we don't have to stick to OpenAI, right? Like Claude has also their own models, Gemini and all these guys, right?
exactly. So we can use any of the service providers, and but it for sure it depends on our use case. If we want very reliable results, and if our use case requires very reliable results, then we will definitely choose a very high-end reasoning model like GPT-5o. If it's fairly good model, and we just need the work to be done, and we can stick with GPT-4o.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's very interesting.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah.
So, well, we have so many questions.
I would like to check one. I'm also looking into this, and it's very interesting. One person has asked that essentially what we did was that we just took a screenshot and we could have given to ChatGPT, it would have analyzed it, right? So it is true. One user is asking like, what's new we did here? So I would like to answer that part. That yes, it's essentially what we did. If you have access to ChatGPT, just take the screenshot and give it to ChatGPT. This is what happened essentially. But if you want to give more context, and this is what Talib had said, that that it might not be that accurate at this stage because it's just ChatGPT at the end. You need to give context. You need to provide all those relevancy and the tools so that it goes into more accuracy. And now with this AI agent, you will have access to it. If you have just ChatGPT, you can just give screenshots. You cannot provide more and more on that. And with AI agent, possibilities gets really open. So this is what we did. What Talib showed is build how you build it, and then you need to empower it. You need to give trainings.
Yeah, I would like to add something onto this
Yeah.
question. So let's assume that you took a screenshot and just gave it to the ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a greater knowledge base, so it will generalize. It will give you a general answer. And here, with the help of tools, if we have an agent, with the help of tools, we will, cater and craft the required data that is actually needed for that code to be analyzed and pass it to the GPT. And later on, you cannot automate, the ChatGPT. So if you want to do this thing at scale, you can't do it. So you have to then automate certain things. So within that automation, you will definitely need agents for one, more accurate results, and second, for speed.
And Talib, just to add on that, isn't it if we give live data access, because right now what it has a static data, right? It's just a static
Right.
data. If you have a live data access to an API and all, I think the results will be much improved. And that you can do only with AI agents on that, like such open, like ChatGPTs and all, they're not made for it, analyzing such things yet.
Yeah, we can say that, but again, here I will emphasize on context that we are setting in case of agents, and the tools that we provide to the agents provide the upper edge for the agents here, which will not be there in the ChatGPT.
Okay.
It will be a tailored use case.
All right. Sorry, I'm just taking Juliet's screen time here. I'm just excited to see so many questions. The last question, which is really nice. Do you have any more AI tools beside Chrome extension? Yes, we have our own GAIA. It's an AI agent we have built. It's on our website. What it does is connect to any of SCADA's monitoring, all the data stream, your drone images, anything. And it provides you analysis and provides you reporting. It can automate a lot of workflows also on that. So again, what you saw was a very simple tool. We just wanted to demonstrate how you can build it, and you can just go ahead and start playing. But if you want to have really extensive AI agent which can do many, many activities for you, you need something like GAIA, which has been trained over the years, or context had been set from all the past data we have. So yes, we have a tool on this.
Well, thank you, Govinda and Tariq, for answering all of those questions. I'd say that we are a lot more coming, and like the flow is just not stopping. So it's really great to see that this is a topic that is really interesting people, and you can be sure that all of your questions will be answered, and we'll share a document with the Q&A to everyone. So if we do not have time to answer it right now, you will be answered at some point. And of course, as it's the end of the webinar, we also like to have your feedback with a really small form that we'd like you to fill. It's really helping us to improve the webinars in general, but also tackle topics that might come up like in multiple forms. So if you have time, then it would be very nice. And of course, you can also, like, as I said already, in the coming days, you will receive the documentation for the GAIA AI agent. So we'll be happy for you to use it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
It was good doing this webinar. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.